Good day, Miss. Today's report is about how, when, and what diabetes can do to our bodies, as well as what can we do to prevent and cure it. But before that, please explain what diabetes is and the various types of diabetes.
Is a metabolic disorder in which the body has high sugar levels for prolonged periods of time. It is also refers to a group of diseases that affect how the body uses blood sugar, which is the glucose. Glucose is an important source of energy for the cells that make up the muscles and tissues. It is also the brain's main source of fuel. The insulin, a hormone made by the pancreas, helps glucose from food get into your cells to be used for energy. Sometimes, your body doesn't make enough or any insulin or doesn't use insulin well. Glucose then stays in your blood and doesn't reach your cells. Over time, having too much glucose in your blood can cause health problems. Sometimes, people call diabetes a touch of sugar or borderline diabetes. This term suggests that someone doesn't really have diabetes or has a less serious case, but every case of diabetes is serious.
The three main types of diabetes are type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and gestational diabetes. Beginning with type 1 diabetes, it is an autoimmune disease wherein the pancreatic cells that produce insulin are destroyed mistakenly by the body. Without insulin, blood sugar cannot enter cells and instead builds up in the bloodstream. This can occur at any age, although it typically appears in kids, teens, and young adults. Next, type 2 diabetes is associated with the term insulin resistance, meaning the body does not utilize insulin properly. It is when the insulin production declines due to no longer keeping up with demand, which results in high blood sugar, type 2 diabetes, and pre-diabetes. A majority of individuals are diagnosed with it, however, it is more in children, teens, and young adults. Lastly, gestational diabetes can develop during pregnancy where your blood sugar levels rise more than normal. Those affected are women who don't have or never had diabetes. This usually disappears after giving birth, but the baby's health could also be affected, and it raises your risk of developing type 2 diabetes later in life.
Symptoms and causes. Diabetes symptoms depend on how high your blood sugar is. Some people, especially if they have prediabetes, gestational diabetes, or type 2 diabetes, may not have symptoms. So are the example of symptoms and causes. Number 1. Feeling more thirsty than usual, urinating often, losing weight without trying, presence of ketones in the urine. As for everyone who doesn't know what's ketones, it means ketones are a byproduct of a breakdown of muscle and fat that happens when there's not enough available insulin. Next one is feeling tired and weak. And the last one is feeling irritable or having other mood changes.
Symptoms of type 1 diabetes can start quickly in a matter of weeks. Symptoms of type 2 diabetes often develop slowly over the course of several years and can be so mild that you might not even notice them. Scientists think type 1 diabetes is caused by the genes and environmental factors such as viruses that might trigger the disease. Type 2 diabetes is caused by the several factors including lifestyle factors and genes. Gestational diabetes is caused by the hormonal changes of pregnancy along with the genetic of lifestyle factors.
Risk factor. So from the word risk factor, what does it mean? So risk factor actually something that increases the chance of developing a disease. So the type 1 risk factors include a family history, having parent, brother or sister with a type 1 diabetes. And age, you can get type 1 diabetes at any age, but it's more likely to develop when you're a child, teen, or a young adult. And next is you're at risk for type 2 diabetes if you have these. Examples are have pre-diabetes, are overweight, and also are 45 years or older, and have a parent, brother, or sister with type 2 diabetes, and are physically active less than 3 times a week, and have ever had gestational diabetes. The example of this is diabetes during pregnancy, or giving birth to a baby who weighs over 9 pounds. So that's all for the risk factors of diabetes.
These are the 4 acute diabetes complications: diabetic ketoacidosis, hyperglycemic hyperosmolar state, lactic acidosis, and the hypoglycemia. The most common early complication of diabetes related to insulin treatment is the hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is a condition in which your blood sugar level is lower than the standard range. Nerve damage most often affects the feet and legs, but can also affect your digestions, blood vessels, and heart. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood glucose, and other risk factors contribute to increasing the risk of cardiovascular complications. Take a closer look at this major diabetes complication. People with diabetes are most likely to have heart disease or stroke as people without diabetes. Blindness and other eye problems, damage to blood vessels in the retina.
There are several treatments available to assist you in managing and treating your diabetes. Because everyone is distinctive, your treatment will be tailored to your specific requirements. Here are some. Insulin pumps. Everyone with type 1 diabetes and many people with type 2 need to take insulin to manage their blood sugar levels. For now, there are 2 options: injecting it with a needle or a pen, or using an insulin pump. Second, islet cell transplantation entails extracting islet cells from a deceased donor's pancreas and implanting them in the liver of a type 1 patient. This minor procedure is usually performed twice for each transplant patient and can be done safely with a needle under local anesthesia.
This is the diabetes diet and physical activity. Nutrition and physical activity are important parts of a healthy lifestyle when you have a diabetes. Along with other benefits, following a healthy meal plan and being active can help you keep your blood glucose level, also called blood sugar, in your target range. To manage your blood glucose, you need to balance what you eat and drink with physical activity and diabetes medicine. What, how, and when you eat are all important in keeping blood glucose level in the range that your healthcare team recommends. You may worry that having diabetes means going without foods you enjoy. The good news is that you can still eat your favorite foods, but you might need to eat smaller portions or enjoy them less often. Becoming more active and making changes in what you eat and drink can seem challenging at first. You may find it easier to start with small changes and get help from your family, friends, and healthcare team. Physical activity is an important part of managing your blood glucose level and staying healthy. Being active has many health benefits. Even small amounts of physical activity can help. Experts suggest that you aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate or vigorous activity at least 5 days of the week. Moderate activity feels somewhat hard, and vigorous activity is intense and feels hard. If you want to lose weight or maintain weight loss, you may need to do 60 minutes or more physical activity at least 5 days a week.
Prevention of diabetes. A healthy diet, regular physical activity, maintaining a normal body weight, and avoiding tobacco use are ways to prevent or delay the onset of type 2 diabetes. Diabetes can be treated and its consequences avoided or delayed with diet, physical activity, medications, and regular screening and treatment for complications. How can we prevent diabetes? It's never too late to start. Lose extra weight. Losing weight reduces the risk of diabetes. Eat healthy foods, plants that provide vitamins, minerals, and carbohydrates. Skip fad diets and make healthier choices, and there are foods that can prevent diabetes. Choose this food and drinks more often. Non-starchy vegetables such as pepper, mushrooms, and broccoli. Fruits, lean proteins such as fish, chicken, brown rice, and steel-cut yogurt. Whole grains such as quinoa, brown rice, and steel-cut oatmeal. Water and unsweetened beverages. And that is the prevention of diabetes and how we can prevent diabetes.
I know gold is not enough.